We are back at the Greater Than Games booth, and we are going to do sort of a quick unboxing of Sentinel Tactics, the Flame of Freedom. Chris, take it away.
Alright, so Sentinel Tactics, super excited about this game. And I'm really excited to have it here, because we're way out of schedule. Anyways, this is a gorgeous game. I just last weekend packed up several thousand of these, and every time it's like, this is the best looking product we've ever made. Well, so is this one. So we got the rule book, that looks good. It's full of rules and layout and things like that, unsurprisingly. Then we have these scenario books, and this is one of the things I am most proud of from this game, is that it comes with these 3 comic books that are just completely legit comic books, each one around one of the storylines. This is around the Baron Blade storyline, this is around the Omnitron storyline, and this is around the Citizen Dawn storyline. And each of them isn't just like, oh, it's shaped like a comic book. Well, actually, it's got your title page, and then it's got a comic book, and you read the comic book story, and you find out what's going on in the multiverse with the Sentinel comics, and with what the characters are doing. And as the story goes along, you get to this point, it's like, oh gosh, here we are, and now we're about to fight Baron Blade. Boom. Scenario. It tells you how to set up your map, it tells you where to put your things, it tells you what your objectives are. Heroes against villains, you do your scenario, you play through it, great. Then you go on with the comic book, some more things happen. On the next scenario it says, if the heroes won, scenario 1, do this. If the villains won scenario 1, do this. And so that way you kind of has your branching paths of what that can happen in the scenarios based on the story. And so I'm really pleased with how these turned out, and they look great and they smell great. That's good. So then, all these Ziploc bags. We've already punched this one out, so it's less exciting that way. We've got all the different characters, so all the heroes and the villains have these panels that show their actions, their defense, their movement, and their innate powers. And so those are helpful, handy, useful. And on the backs of each of these, we've got full bios that have some art, and then it's just really a nice long backstory for each of these characters. Awesome. So that's additionally cool. And then, make some table space here. Here on the table, because you've got some miniatures hanging out. These are some of the Flame of Freedom core game miniatures. Got some heroes and some villains there.
And these here come in the extra packs here, right? Right,
so the Flame of Freedom pack of miniatures, this empty box, which is where these miniatures came out of, comes with each of the heroes and villains from the core game, plus all the Citizens of the Sun miniatures, which are what's hanging out there in the box still. They're super cool. And then Uprising, which is the expansion for this game that's coming out at the same time. These miniatures are also available, and they are all of the characters from Uprising. And there's a reason there's Proletariat there across the bottom, all 6 copies of him, and there's Unity's bots are in there as well, so pretty cool. And these turned out super great. I'm really pleased with.
Yeah, they did. They look great.
Yeah. So, okay, then we have, and the game comes with all sorts of tokens, like you've got, I'll pull out some of these tokens. Like you said, the miniatures are separate, so like if you're playing this game and you don't have the miniatures, you just buy the core game, that's fine. You've got Baron Blade, and he moves around the board as his Hex, and if he gets incapacitated, you flip him over. Whereas if you're playing, where's Baron Blade? All right, he's somewhere. Maybe I didn't unbox him. I don't think we clicked him. This is him. Anyway, this is Baron Blade, and so you can play him on one of these plastic bases that I did. This is very professional. And so he moves around the board, and if he's incapacitated, you just lay him over, and then he gets back up. Okay, great. Right. So that's, so even if you don't, the game is fully fine without the miniatures. Yes. But they're so nice. Like you want to get the miniatures. Anyway, so you've got all these different tokens to keep track of who people are, and then not unlike Sentinels of the Multiverse, you've got tokens to keep track of effects like aim tokens and dodge tokens and attack +1 tokens and defense +1 tokens, so things like that. So all those tokens are standard parts of the game. And you've got turn order tokens, so like, oh, turn order 4, and once you've taken your turn, you flip it over and turn taken. Great. It comes with dice. I'm actually really proud of these dice as well, because these are custom printed with the same comic book font that we use in the game. So sure, they're just 6-sided dice, but they say it in fancy comic book letters. So that's always cool. It comes with a bunch of dice too. And then we have all these cards. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. Somebody's hammering their booth together. It's very exciting. So we've got some player aid cards that just show like what the turn order for the game, and then what you can do on your turn. But then each character has a deck of cards. Like here I'm looking at Absolute Zero's cards. It says his name on the back. And then on the front, it shows like this is an ongoing card that you have that in play. It does a thing. This is an action card that you can use that action to make this attack. Things like that. So everybody has their 6 cards that they can use that they get to use to indicate their abilities throughout the course of the game. All right. And then we have hit point tokens, which again, like nothing super fancy, just hit point tokens. Okay, great. But then there's the maps, which we've been just kind of hovering over this whole time.
Yes.
And the maps are also super cool. Everything for modular maps, apparently. So you can play on the Insula Primalis side. We've got a volcano there, surrounded with mountains, and you can set this up, of course, however you want. Each of the scenarios is going to have different ways to set it up, and the scenario itself will tell you how to set up your map to make it work the best. Oh, so that's pretty cool. And I see here the 1 dots are elevation 1,
right.
2 dots are elevation 2, 3 dots are elevation 3, 4 dots are elevation 4. So you can move up in elevation. Like if you fall in the volcano, you'll get hurt by the lava, that's bad. You can hang out in the bushes and hide and break line of sight so people can't see you, things like that. And then on the backs of these, so that's Insula Primalis on one side, and on the other side we have Megalopolis, the fair city itself. So we can set up your map here with these roads going various places. I'm doing a bad job of setting this up coherently now. This river is broken in 2 pieces. That's better. Yeah, look at that river. That's looking good. And so you can set up your map so you can have your fights in the city of Megalopolis. And that's how those maps work. And you can use all the different tiles. It comes with 8, I want to say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tiles. Yep. So you can set it all up to make some sort of coherent city thing. Like I said, the game comes with 3 different scenarios for each of the villains. There's 3 villains, so it comes with 9 different scenarios across those 3 books. And those are super fun. And we'll be putting out more scenarios in the future too, as well as like expansions and all sorts of things. And then we'll also be doing well, all sorts of cool things you'll see in the future. But for now, what's already out is tons of content. And you can also just set it up however you want to and play skirmishes. We played a fun 4v4 skirmish with some new people at the Ram last night, and it went really well. My team got destroyed. It was awful, but it was a lot of fun. And so yeah, the game's super exciting.
Great, looks great. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.